So I'm going to do x equals z times sigma plus mu. But what should I put in for my z-score? Look up 1% or 0.01 in the table, which gives you negative 2.33. Times 5.18 plus the mean, which is 129. Do you guys get 116.93 feet? If we wanted to go with a whole number, we would have said 116, because that would have fallen on the short side. 117 would have not made it. Okay. How are you guys feeling about this so far? Noah, give me a scale between 1 and 5. 5 being like, I get it, let's stop, and 1 being like, I'm really confused.
Like a 4.
Nathan?
5.
1.75.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Let's try 5B together. Let's skip 5A and let's try 5B. The length of time employees have worked at a corporation is normally distributed. All right. I want you to pretend right now. Let's all pretend together. Ready to do some pretend time, guys? Look at this. Imagine, okay? Imagine you're taking the AP test. Oh, it's so scary. We're all terrified. When you're reading this, you see the length of time employees have worked at a corporation is normally distributed. When you see normally distributed, what do you think immediately?
Bell curve.
Bell curve. I would immediately, if I was on the AP test, I'd immediately draw a bell curve. So I can start getting it right in my mind. It's got a mean of 11.2. I'm going to start writing down this data next to the problem to help myself out. A standard deviation of 2.1. In a company cutback, they're going to cut the lowest 10% in seniority. Sounds like our school. Here's the lowest 10%. What's the maximum length of time an employee could have worked and still be laid off? So we're looking for this line right here. Okay. The formula is x equals z times sigma plus mu. But I'm going to need a z-score, so what should I look up?
We used the highest 10% before, so you could use the opposite of that.
Right, which is negative 1.28. Also, you could just look up 10% or 0.1 in the middle of the table and find out that it's negative 1.28. So then it's x equals, by the way, they use 10% and 25% and 1% a lot. So you'll start memorizing those z-scores pretty quickly. Negative 1.28 times 2.1 plus 11.2. Hmm?
We could kind of go around and do something similar to this. Here.
You mean with our teachers?
Yeah.
It's what we did.
Is that actually how they decided?
They cut the lowest seniority.
Well, right, but I mean, did they like sit down and like do all this math to figure out like?
No, they figured out what departments they could lose somebody from and then cut the person with the lowest seniority,
That's silly.
which is why I will be cut next year if we don't pass a referendum. Okay, so x equals 8.5. So this person could have worked 8.5 years and still been let go. Now, we can't really have all of the employees at Lewiston in a bell curve like this because, for example, I've been working here 3 times as long as Stoppelmore has. Okay? But they would keep Stoppelmore longer than me because there are other math teachers at this school who can do my job. And there's nobody else at this school that can do Caleb's job. Because you have to be like, you have to have a certification to teach different things. Just like Mr. Stoppelmore couldn't be a math teacher. Like, you have to have certain certifications, so. All they can look at with seniority is who